Hi, let's take a look at Exceptional X-Men issue 4 today. It is written by Ewing, drawn by Carmen Carnero, and colored by Nolan Woodard. Full spoilers ahead, so you're forewarned. This is my favorite issue yet. It focused a little more on Trista Marshall, aka Bronze, as well as Kate and the purpose of Bobby's visit. All around, there's strong characterizations and pretty on point voices. Hi, Future Tyler here. I agree. The issue started off with Trista and her inner monologue before breaking the fourth wall for one panel. I'm still not super used to this, especially in a non-She-Hulk, non-Deadpool book, but it is less jarring than before. But I like this whole push-pull between what you need to be versus what you want to be struggle that Trista has, which is very true of teenagers. Anyway, I read someone saying that the page turn is an underappreciated transition in comics, and I agree. This issue has one really nice one, where Trista went from being in the hallway of a school to suddenly facing a sentinel in a danger mine room. I love that it appears initially that she could handle the sentinels alone, and then made a fatal mistake of having the sentinel fall over onto her. Emma Marley snacking on her was bad enough. Bobby piling on and giving her a not half bad grade of C plus. I mean, come on, C plus is not a not half bad grade. It is a bad grade. Well, in an Asian household for sure. I like how sharp Bronze is, or maybe it is how bad Bobby was at being sneaky. But she asked a very pointed question at Emma regarding invasion of privacy. Emma, of course, have no such qualms. I mean, she literally went into Kate's mind and the baby mutants in the past 3 issues. Exactly. I mean, she did say she's not going to do it because of who she's associated with. I mean, presumably Kate for now. But rounding up the who you need to be versus who you want to be struggle, Emma's advice is not really that useful to Trista. I mean, she's still trying to find herself and telling her to be bold, to be decisive, and to act with absolute clarity of who she is and aim to do. That is the opposite of being a teenager, still trying to discover who they are. But, regarding your initial point about Bobby being bad at sneaky, I mean, Kate also noticed him being weird and even caught him red-handed. I'm not sure if Rogue asking Bobby to check in on Kate is the best choice, but I guess the other people close to Kate, Ileana, Rachel, Kurt, Aurora, Peter, and Logan were all utilized elsewhere. I do like the light crossover with Uncanny X-Men as well as X-Force in this issue. It did seem rather weird that fractures were happening all over the world and no one apart from X-Force had noticed them. So this makes the X universe feels more connected. Absolutely agree. And that is something that the X book has been doing in recent weeks among various titles. I do not mind them as long as they are well coordinated. I mean, back to Kate. While I was not initially sold on Kate having an anxiety attack, this issue expands on her current state of mind and gives it more meat. It is handled pretty well, and referencing one of Dugan's best X-Men issue is never a bad thing. Agree. It plays into the family aspects of X-Men, and that is one main reason why I love this issue. The whole Shadow Cat with a K thing during Fall of X was never fully resolved apart from Kate saying she can't do it and be an X-Men anymore. So I'm glad that it is handled here. Now, before we jump to the art, one last thing. I love that the reaction of Mr. Hampton and Reggie did not go the route of like fear and hatred. We have had some of those in earlier issues of this title, and in this one, their reaction is that of acceptance and kindness. I love that there is a balance to this. Carnero's art is really good, and I'm going to sound like a broken record since what I'm going to say had been mentioned before in our previous reviews. I'm always impressed by how varied the background people are in the group scene, and in this issue, it is in the hallway of a school. All the different students with like different hairstyles, different attires, and different accessories. What's not to love? Yeah, and as we had come to expect, Carnero delivered on the storytelling front with like solid facial expressions, from the subtle, such as when Trista was like self-contemplating, to more exaggerated one when the Sentinels was about to crush her, and when Kate said "Mazel tov" to Bobby's turned out to be gay comment. Exactly, the facial expressions are what sells this issue on the storytelling telling front. There are so many more apart from those you listed. On the downside though, I would say the action sequences are not as good in comparison, but it is by no means terrible. It is just not as strong as the quieter non-action scenes. Agree. Also on the downside, I'm still not fully sold on the way the title is colored, with like less saturated colors on backgrounds and background characters, and a blotchy type of shading. So in conclusion, this is a 4.25 out of 5 for me. This title had been improving since issue 1, and the good character voices and the strong art kept me engaged throughout. Agree. It is so even on a reread. So this is a must buy. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. Please share this with your friends and leave us a comment. Thanks, and Tyler out.